Y'all, my marriage boot camp hip hop edition uh episode 2 is coming whenever I damn can watch it. But I may combine the episode 2 with episode 3 when that comes out later on this week. Um Now I was gonna do this video. It's my Mariah Cup, darling. Amazon. I forgot how much it costs. Maybe like 20, between $12 and $24, I think. Give me your love. Anyway, I was gonna do this video and just combine episode 3. This episode, I think it's episode 3 and 4. But the Bad Boys Club comes on Saturday nights, I believe, and they still have not uploaded the new episode to the Zeus app. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this video and then do the other video for the other thing. Now, um, first of all, let me give a shout out to one of my best friends, Terrell Daniels. Hey Terrell. Also shouts out to Bucky. Hey Bucky. Yes, indeed. They watch my reviews and I definitely appreciate it. And they also watch the Bad Boys Club. So yes. Take a little sip. Oh, y'all saw that little bubble move. That's the filter. Let me stay straight, stay focused, so then y'all won't see my flaws. Anyway, so Bad Boys Club. Now the first things that we see, child, it's been a mess. It's truly been a mess. Y'all know Carry On and Mula had got into the altercation and everything. So we see and then what Rail and Milan had got into. It was just a hot mess. It was just a hot mess of a night. You in the hood now, baby. As I'm gonna say that every single episode. It's a shame y'all bring the hood to every single place, y'all. Y'all go to these, y'all stay in these nice houses, lovely mansions. Y'all go to these expensive restaurants and clothing stores. It's just embarrassing. But that's the show. And would I be lying if I say I didn't like it? Hell, I do. So it helps me with my own foolishness that goes on with my life. I'm like, okay, well, at least I don't have that stress. But I have even more stresses than that. But at least I don't have that one. Hello. Anyway, so Curtis and Moolah is sitting outside at the bar. I don't think they had nothing to drink. I think they had a hookah or whatever. Do they eat in the house? Haven't nobody's opened the fridge. We don't see anything. We don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out, do they eat in the house? Like, Natalie, you ain't got the refrigerator stacked. Like, ain't nobody cooking breakfast, nothing. It's just people just randomly standing around the house doing nothing. And it's just like, when do y'all eat? And I don't know, is there a washer rack? What's going on? But anyway, so they sitting outside. I've said this 6 times now. Moolah and Mo is sitting outside. And, they're talking about last night, Curtis. They feel like we're against the gay community. Y'all are. And, it's not even like that, whoop to whoop. But the conversation gets interrupted by Milan. Milan comes out there. And at first I didn't quite realize why Milan was on the show. But now I understand why he is on the show. I think out of everybody, Milan is probably the most well-rounded. I'll say, and would I say that he's the most famous one on the show? Probably. I would say that he's been around, a lot of celebrities and, stuff like that. I still don't know how he makes his money, but he makes it. And God bless him. I'm sure he got more money than me. Hello? But anyway, I'm glad that Milan is on the show because he's level-headed and he is mature, not just in age, but he is mature. And he's able to bring light to a lot of stuff. And like I said, with him being in certain circles with certain people, he knows how to navigate and move in these streets, which is important. Now, And him probably dealing with people like Mo and Curtis in the industry or just in life, and many of us as LGBTQ people run into people like Mo and Curtis who think like them, who act like them. So he was able to bring light to their foolishness. And you know, as soon as they walked down, Curtis wanted an apology from Milan. And he was like, you know what, I was wrong and I did act off emotion, but I felt like y'all jumped him. He explained the situation perfectly. When Mo hit Carry On, there was kind of scuffling or whatever, and then Curtis was right there, and then Carry On kind of fell back. I think also with security holding, it kind of made Carry On fall back on Curtis. Then Curtis pushed Carry On out of nowhere, which was totally uncalled for, which it did look like they was going to jump him. But let's be honest. Um, Mo can shit and Curtis will wipe it up at this point. We all know that Curtis at this point is a follower. It's one thing for you guys to connect on the fact that you're both straight. It's another thing to behave the way that y'all are behaving. And it does not matter what Mo do or say. And even if Mo is wrong, I doubt Curtis called him out or say anything to him about it. Because for some reason they feel like they need each other in this house, which is that stupid. Ain't nobody trying to sleep with y'all. Ain't nobody thinking about y'all. Ain't nobody touching y'all. Ain't nobody doing anything inappropriate to y'all. And it's just like, I don't know. I guess they expected to have more straight guys in the house. But that still doesn't mean y'all would have got along. Y'all are only clinging to each other. Y'all are on Mo and Curtis is only clinging to each other based on the fact that they're both straight. And that's a relationship that's not going to last because y'all don't even know each other. And you're not even giving the gays an opportunity to get to know y'all. So y'all gonna fall out eventually. Whether it's on the show or off the show, y'all gonna fall out. And then what? Um. Anyway, as far as the conversation they were having, um, he was just like, oh, I just didn't, feel like me asking him was a wrong question. And Mo, I'm not trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable and all that. How? He just said he felt like the opportunity presented itself. You have a problem with the fact that you cannot tell if Carry On is gay or not. Because, you don't ask anybody else in the house that because you know what time it is with them. But with Carry On, you're not quite sure, and he's mysterious. He puzzles you. And so that's why it's questionable. It's also questionable that you're so. I've never seen somebody so forceful with trying to figure out if somebody's gay or not. Why do you feel like anybody owes you that, Mo, Curtis? With all due respect, who are y'all? Y'all are not walking children in nature. Who gives a damn? There was a drag race reference. Tammy Brown's back in town, season 2, darling, RuPaul's Drag Race. Anyway, it's like, what good are y'all doing? Like, what good y'all doing it for the world? What the hell does it matter? It was just so odd. It was so weird. Um, Mo has a radio show. I didn't know that. I wasn't paying attention when he said that he's been on Milan has been on his show before. I didn't pay any attention to that. My friend Terrell told me that he has a radio show, and I was like, well, that's interesting. Milan's been on his show. Say he worked with Milan before. He don't have a problem with the gay community. You keep saying that. They both keep saying they don't have a problem with gay people. It's no hate. But as long as you're gay 50 yards away, don't be gay in my face. Don't be gay as my friend. Don't be gay in my family. But as long as you're gay 50 miles away. But this is how a lot of people think. So at first I was just like, I think I said in my last review, why are these straight guys here? Because when I automatically thought of the Bad Boys Club, I thought of all gays for some reason. Because I feel like more, probably as far as demographic wise, I feel like more gay men probably watch Bad Girls Club than straight men. Um, but it makes sense to have a good mix of everybody because everybody can learn something from everybody. And if you coming on the show being homophobic, maybe when it's all said and done, when this whole thing is over, maybe you will come out with a new perspective. Maybe. But Mo and Curtis, I don't know, they're pretty ignorant. So we're gonna see, and I don't know how they don't see it as segregation, which is what Milan brought up. Um, Saying that, Milan was like, well, if you were a white man and you're basically saying that you can't stand over here because you're black, because you're different than I am. And, they just shut up. Sometimes you have to break things down for people to understand it. Sometimes you have to bring in race for them to understand it. Um, and at the end of the day, those of y'all that are black in the house, y'all are all black. And y'all are all men. Um, so regardless of your sexual orientation or how you dress, how you act, how you walk, how you talk, you're all black. And so there's a similarity there. There's struggles that you can all relate to. So anyway, Milan apologized to Curtis, and then Curtis was like, "Oh, we're gonna have to get into the ring. I'm about boxing match." Let it go, Curtis, because if you was really about that life, as soon as you saw Milan, you would have hit him, but you didn't. Cut it out. Don't you hate when your coffee is warm, then it gets cold out of nowhere, but you didn't ask for cold coffee? Like, I like cold coffee, but that's originally not what I had. But then when your hot coffee gets cold, it just don't. Ugh. Anyway, so what else happened? We shoot to Rail, Carry On, and Gutta on the roof and stuff, and Gutta is so cute. Gutta and Carry On's relationship. I really like Carry On. Do I have a favorite in the house? Who's my favorite in the house? That my favorite is probably Gutta for sure. Um, and I also like Carry On. Hmm. And I think Dylan is funny. The little white boy with the goatee and stuff, little country one. He's definitely funny. Anyway, so they were talking and stuff. That Darrell, he started to talk about how he been fighting. I did not know that William and Rail, they were friends prior, and apparently there's lots of situations that Will gets himself into, or people that's bothering him, and he always, I guess, tell Rail about everything, and how he's feeling, or how he want to beat somebody ass and da 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 da. But he never do, and so Rail was just like, "Well, this is your opportunity to fight." And also looking back at it, Dylan hit William first. Dylan the baddest hit William the baddest. He threw whatever at him when they was on the bus on the way to the mansion. So now when I really sit back and think about it, I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense to me. Now, me personally, I still would not have reacted how Rayleigh was reacting. Um, and I didn't know that him and William was friends, so him fighting Dylan was kind of like him taking up for his friend. Okay, see, now it makes more sense to me, because at first he looked like a straight bully. Um, and although I do think that Rayleigh has that in him, um, I now think a little bit differently about the situation. Like I said, I still probably wouldn't have did that. I still probably wouldn't have fought nobody um, off that, but whatever. So it makes sense. Um, you know, Once again, Carry On flirting, not Gutter flirting with Carry On, and so yeah, so we get to the white girls. William the baddest with his big old ass crack hanging out, and then Dylan the baddest. They're sitting talking. Apparently William the baddest is a rapper. I think he said he was from Texas. He talked about his story a little bit. How it's unfortunate how the straight guys in the house are trying to out Carry On and make him feel um, bad about whether he's gay or whatever. And he was just like, we get picked on for that, bullied for that, etc., etc. Yep, we do. And William brought up to Dylan. He was like, "Well, Milan kind of had your back." He was like, "How do you feel about that?" And Dylan was like, oh, well, it kind of makes me feel like I have a friend in the house. Yet, Dylan, you have yet to go to Milan to thank him. That at least deserves a thank you, I would think. I mean, he literally fought this whole dude over you. Whether he had other intentions or not, Milan, he still did that in your honor. So you should still say something to him. But Dylan is just scared and nervous, deer in headlights. He's nervous as hell. His anxiety is jumping up and down. He don't know what to do. I'm sure they keep that door locked and chained when they get ready to go to bed, which is hilarious. So, I don't know. I don't know. So we see Anthony. Anthony's probably my least favorite person in the house. Probably. I just think that he's messy. I think he's an instigator. Anthony gives me, let's say you got into a fight. Let's say you and your crew got into a big group fight. And let's say that you and your crew won. So after everybody all laid out on the ground, moaning and groaning because they beat up, Anthony will come up and kick him and act like he did the whole thing. Act like he did all the work. That's what Anthony gives me. He is messy as hell. But that everybody, I can see why everybody was picked for this show. All the different personalities and stuff. It's a reality show. You got to make the mess, right? Um, so they came in there, was talking and stuff, and Milan was just like, being a bad boy is not just about fighting, and I don't want people to think that. And so you can be all kinds of bad boys, etc., etc., and I agree with that. So Natalie Nunn ended up calling him saying that past not pa- well, I was thinking Pastor Troy, that London on the Track producer, he's throwing a party at the bowling alley, whatever. Everybody's gonna be there, get the bad boys up. So Milan goes downstairs, get all the bad boys together, put them in all their nice spiffy stuff. Dylan looked like he was going to a funeral. I like the suit, but it was all black. He looked like he was going to a funeral. And I was just like, well, maybe it's cold down there right now. But I was just like, Lord, me, I'm a sweater. And I'm very conscious of that. So I'm always thinking about my outfit in terms of, even in the wintertime. I'm obviously, if it's cold, I'm going to wear a jacket and stuff. But I'm always wearing outfits that I can easily peel off if I have to, which more than likely I'm going to have to. So, anything else happened? Oh. Before I get to the whole bowling alley thing, so Carry On finally meets up with the guys, and it's just a staring contest at all at first, and then Carry On brings up, so how long y'all been knowing each other? Trying to dig and antagonize them and stuff, but they was just kind of shaking it off and everything. And that's kind of when I lost a great deal. Not that I had any to begin with or any hope, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. I don't know. It's early in the season, but the fact that Mo, you knew that you was wrong, you recognized you was wrong for putting your hands on Carry On. The fact that you did not apologize to him as soon as you saw him spoke volumes to me. The first thing you should have did, whether he answered your question or not, no matter what you were feeling in that moment, whether you thought Carry On was going to swing on you, no matter what you thought in that moment, Mo, the first thing that you should have did when you saw him was to apologize, and you didn't. And I was like, okay, so there's a maturity factor thing that's missing with Moolah, and an accountability thing that's missing with Moolah. I was like, okay, yeah. So that was like a check mark in my mind. And, so Carry On, he's questioning them about their sexuality and are they messing around, et cetera, et cetera. Then finally, after all that back and forth, Carry On finally said that, fine, you can call me bisexual. And then Mo, he had like a smirk on his face. And he was just like, well, let me ask you, with your daddy being Kurt Franklin, how does he agree with your lifestyle? Carry On was just like, now you talking about my daddy, child, bye. It was so weird, and that I was like, oh, so you want Carry On you want Carry On because he's a famous person's kid. You want him to be on your radio show. Maybe that's it, to bring ratings, because I don't know who's watching it or listening, I should say. So I was just like, oh, so that's what it is. And so you're just interested in his life. But Carrie, I was speaking the whole time. Are you straight? Are you gay? I just want to know. As if bisexuality doesn't exist in his mind. As if pansexuality doesn't exist. And maybe he just don't know. Maybe he just don't know. But the way that but if you don't know and if you're interested, just ask. But the way that you're behaving, Mo, you ain't gonna get nothing but a negative reaction because you're spewing negativity out to the people, to the very people that you're trying to get information from. So I don't know. Mo is he's weird and he's too interested. He's too interested. Um, and then when Carry On walked off, he was just like he said to Curtis, he was like, "Yeah, he's suspect. He's suspect." I'm like, so he literally just gave you your answer that you're looking for, and you still want to know more. Very weird. You just punched this man in the face. You didn't apologize to him, and he finally answered your little dumb question. And then you sit up and now you want to get in his personal business, asking him about his daddy. Do you want to be a pastor, a preacher? Do you want to get in the church? Do you know is that your way of getting what is your child? Bye. Anyway, so everybody get on the van, and it was a funny car ride on the way there, and it was nice. Darrell, he was just like, a lot of these girls haven't been anywhere, been around celebrities and stuff like me. Same thing with Milan. Um, and Darrell was just like, I hope these girls know how to act and stuff because they're gonna be around a lot of celebrities and whoop de whoop. And I'm just sitting here looking like, child. Bye. There was talk about Dylan, him being from a small town and stuff, and he said that he felt powerful and all that kind of stuff. I was like, that's cute. Um, I've been around a few celebrities in my life, not many. And it's always like it's the razzle dazzleness of it all when you first see them, but after like a couple of minutes, you realize they're just people, and I mean, that's it. But whatever. So we get to the bowling alley. William had on this full body suit with his ass hanging out. William, speaking from another big girl, you do not have the body for that bodysuit. And he just thought he was the bee's knees. You could not tell William the fattest, as Dylan said, nothing. And I was just like, what is going on? It was wild. I would have never worn the outfit. You're not at a gay club, which is what Milan said. You're not at a gay club. And he's at this bowling alley. It was just be yourself, do yourself, but you just also have to read the room. You have to read the room, and you also have to understand that everybody is still not cool with gay people. And the fact that you're just like and they got there, and it was funny because the main person that was talking about people need to know how to act and hope they don't embarrass themselves was Darrell. Darrell was one of the main people that was out there twerking and acting a fool where the money resides, showing out. I'm just like, ain't it funny? Ain't it funny how people flip when they get around certain people? And I'm just like, child, it was a mess. I didn't see nobody bowling. Not even just the bad boys. I didn't see nobody bowling. And so I was just like, oh, so this is just a hangout spot. I just saw nothing but red cups and blunts and music. I was like, okay. So then Mo ends up looking mad. It was like, why Mo mad? We see that Dylan is shaking his butt on everybody, around everybody. Now, in Dylan's defense, he probably thought, oh, this is my crew. These are my roommates. It's cool for me to, I know they're straight, but it's cool for me to dance around them. Maybe he thought of it as like, I'm around people where I guess I can be myself because it's around other gay people in my crew. And the straight guys, they stay with us, so they cool with it. And if something pops off, maybe they'll protect me. Maybe that's where William was going in his mind. But you have to understand, Mo is still not comfortable with the gays. He probably never will be. Um, and so, you doing all that twerking, which I agree that was inappropriate. And Just cut it out. Like I said, read the room, know how to act. Um, yeah, so it was weird. Mo and Curtis end up going outside. Mo is mad, and he's over it, ready to fight. But Curtis is just like, no, don't fight, because they already feel like we against them, etc., etc. So he didn't fight, but it actually was a fight that night. And it was actually the baby. I think it was the baby or little baby. I don't know. This generation, I don't know. I just got finished listening to TLC Red Light Special, so I don't know. But that famous fight with Lil Baby or Da Baby, and I think it was Lil Baby. Da Baby is canceled, bless his heart. But I think it was Lil Baby. And when he got into the fight with Delaney, I think that's her name, that girl that was acting like she was black, who he got a baby by, um brother. That's who he was fighting. His girlfriend's brother. And you know, why did y'all jump that boy? What was that about? It's and you're fighting on lanes, slippery ass bowling lanes. I'm just like, I would sue. If I was that boy, I would sue. If I was the bowling alley, sue. Y'all bringing all this ghetto shit in here. And kids getting ready to come in, a whole school bus of kids getting ready to go bowl, and they can't do nothing. Because y'all got red cups, blunts, bad body girls twerking, liquor everywhere, and boots and sandals, and blood scattered all across the lanes. I was just like, what in the hell is going on? But at least it wasn't the bad boys fighting, child. Thank God for that. So Queen Natalie wouldn't be mad, child. Anyway, that was it, y'all. With that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Iskizra on Instagram and Twitter. At Iskizra89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.